Week number 2 in the National Football League is almost in the books, and there were a lot of big names that were hit by the injury bug this week, and we are here to catch up to speed on everything that happened. So without further ado, let's get started with running back Saquon Barkley of the New York Football Giants. Injured his ankle in the win against the Arizona Cardinals on Sunday. And the update that we got in Saquon was actually pretty good for the Giants, as he'll go under more testing today, but it's likely that he avoided a sprain. So seems like that Saquon Barkley's going to be just fine and good to go. Obviously, things could change, but at least for now, the Giants seemed optimistic about Saquon Barkley's status going forward. Another big name, Joe Burrow, the quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals off to a rough start to 2023 with an 0-2 record, lost to the Baltimore Ravens yesterday. And in the loss, he aggravated his calf strain. This is the same calf strain problem that Joe Burrow had a problem with throughout training camp. So this has come up once again. For now, Burrow is day-to-day. If you recall, he did miss significant time leading up to the start of the season. So we'll see if this continues, but for Joe Burrow, at least for the time being, a day-to-day issue that could keep him out. We'll see how long it takes. But Burrow coming off a performance yesterday where he had 2 touchdowns and an interception in the loss to Baltimore. And a lot of panic, I would imagine, in Cincinnati right now. With the 0-2 record, this team was the favorites in their division, a year that they were hoping to finally overtake the Kansas City Chiefs and come out of the AFC, and here they are off to a rough start. So how concerned should the Bengals be right now with the injury to Joe Burrow, with the 0-2 start? A little trouble in paradise, it seems, for the Cincinnati Bengals at the moment. Weigh in and scale it for us in the comment section, 1 through 10. Our pinned comment today, how concerned the Bengals should be at the moment. Our third injury to get to today, we point to Anthony Richardson, the quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts, suffering a concussion in yesterday's win against the Houston Texans. And it was interesting with Richardson's situation. He left the game, and yet the Colts were able to win without him against the Houston Texans there. So they were happy to pull it off, but now you got this concussion problem with your young quarterback, trying to get him playing time, trying to keep him out there, and now a setback for the Indianapolis Colts and for their young quarterback here. Not great news as far as Richardson's status goes. At the time of this recording, no updates on how serious this concussion is, but it was at least enough to take him out of that game. For the Indianapolis Colts, though, with Gardner Minshew and company, they do have veteran experience to call upon in this circumstance, at least for the time being, while Richardson is out. Today's show is presented by BetUS, the exclusive sportsbook partner of Chat Sports. If you go to chatsports.com/bet, enter the promo code NFL Daily, you will get a 125% deposit bonus. Put $100 down, you get $125 to spend for free at chatsports.com/bet. And a couple games tonight. Monday Night Football doubleheader starts with the Saints taking on the Panthers, a divisional matchup in the NFC South. Derek Carr and the Saints are slight favorites, 3-point favorites to be exact, over under 39.5. I'm looking for Carolina, not just because I'm wearing the Carolina blue today either, but I think they could surprise some people, potentially pull off this win against New Orleans here. 3-point underdog, I'm riding with Carolina. Over-under, I don't think it's going to be that high scoring of a game. I'd go with the under personally on that. Meanwhile, the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers squaring off in an AFC North showdown tonight. The Browns, a slight favorites, 2-point favorites coming off a big-time win last week against the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, the Steelers were very disappointing in their performance against San Francisco in their opener. Underdogs, maybe I'm just feeling a little, I guess, what would you call, I would say rambunctious of sorts, like something about the underdogs to me catches my attention. I'm leaning towards the Steelers in this case. What do you think? Place your bets now. Chatsports.com/bet, promo code NFL Daily to get your bets in today. Anthony Richardson was not the only concussion on the NFL injury report. Davante Adams, the star wide receiver for the Las Vegas Raiders, also dealing with a concussion. And this occurred after he was hit and an unnecessary roughness penalty was ultimately called, a dirty play of some sorts, and the injury happened there with Davante Adams. His status remains to be seen, at least for now, but not great and a bad situation there for the Raiders' top receiver at this point. The Raiders really struggled against the Buffalo Bills yesterday. Now the Raiders sitting at 1-1. They got the win over Denver week 1. You lose to the Bills, and now they go forward. They take on the Steelers next week on Sunday Night Football. We'll see how the Raiders go from here and if they could be playing without their top receiver in what could be a very competitive game there. More injuries to get to in a moment, but first, want to make sure you subscribe to Chat Sports as we're talking about the National Football League each and every day with the latest NFL news, rumors, live shows, and more. We're live every Tuesday and Thursday. I'm here with you on Thursdays. Meanwhile, Tom Downing mans the ship on Tuesday afternoons. Join us then, 5 o'clock Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, every Tuesday and Thursday for our live show. We do our interactive mailbags as well. Join the family. Subscribe now for free. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV to join us each and every day on NFL Daily by Chat Sports. OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr., the Ravens wide receiver, on the injury report again. He hasn't been in Baltimore very long, but already has been dinged up a bit for the Ravens, this time with an ankle injury. But according to Ravens head coach John Harbaugh, he doesn't believe that this injury is too serious. He thinks that OBJ is going to be just fine going forward from here. That wasn't the only injury the Ravens had. Odafe Oweh also left the game with an injury, but Harbaugh said the same thing. So the Ravens, who have been the unluckiest team in the NFL the last 2 or 3 years when it comes to the injury front, these 2 injuries, John Harbaugh feels actually pretty good about where this team stands on the injury front of what they dealt with yesterday. Not too serious, at least it seems for now. Speaking of OBJ, you can't talk about OBJ without talking about health and his availability and the concerns that are there. Is he going to play every game this season for Baltimore? What do you think? Y for yes, in for no. Do you believe OBJ can stay healthy and play every game this season? Chime in, tell us what you think in the comments section. One more injury, and that is Riq Woolen, the starting corner from the Seattle Seahawks, who has been off to a good start to 2023 and was initially ruled questionable after the injury that he suffered to his chest, was dealing with some pain. Pete Carroll, talking about it afterwards, said that he thinks that Riq is going to be just fine, that it shouldn't be anything that holds him back, so optimism about his status going forward there. So some big names on the injury front, but for the most part, these teams sound pretty confident about their players being okay, at least for now going forward. For more NFL content, you can follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Tyler Jones Live. You can find me there. And I'll see you next time right here on NFL Daily.